Okay guys, I've had this question a few times now. How do I install Python? How do I get Python to work at home? How do I install AdventureLib? Rather than do it live tomorrow, I'm going to show you now how to do it, and I'll upload this to YouTube, Google Classroom. What you're going to need to do first, if you have installed Python, you're going to need to uninstall it and download the latest version. So I'm just going to make that smaller. And you're going to need to download the latest version of Python. It is python.org. You click the download here, Python 3.8.2. Doesn't really matter, as long as it's 3.7 onwards, it will work. And I've already downloaded that. I've already uninstalled it. I'm also going to talk about how to get it to work if you don't have a computer that can run Python. So if you're on a Chromebook, I'll talk about how to do that shortly. So you can probably skip to about halfway through the video for that, because none of this stuff will be relevant to you. When I run the Python installer, I'll just go PowerShell. And so I type Python and it shouldn't work. Yeah, it gives me an error. I type pip install AdventureLib and nothing happens. So if you've got that problem, then we'll fix it. The most important thing that you do here is make sure that you tick add Python 3.8 to path. I'm just going to click custom installation and make sure that pip is installed. So make sure all of these are ticked. Click back, add Python to path, custom installation, next, and you can just you can pretty much just click install from here. You don't need to change anything there. That shouldn't take too long, and once it's done, it will be ready to go. Mac should be very similar, although I'm not sure how to uninstall Python on a Mac. I don't use a Mac often. Same with Linux. You may have to look at how to do that. Have a look for a YouTube video on how to uninstall Python on a Mac or Linux if you're not sure how to do it. Because I know that if you just run the installer and it's already installed, it will update it but won't actually let you add the path. In fact, on Mac and Linux, I don't think you need to do that at all. I think it should already be good to go. You should just be able to run terminal and type that in. All right, so now if I run the PowerShell, I type Python, I'm good to go. However, if I type pip install AdventureLib, it's still going to give me an error because I probably need to restart my computer. Oops. So I'm not going to worry about that now. I need to restart my computer. However, if you still can't get pip to work and pip install AdventureLib doesn't work, there is another way, and this is the way that the people with the Chromebooks will do it. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to go to this website here called repl.it. You're going to sign up. I'm going to sign up with a Google account. There we go. Let's use a really old profile pic there. But I've got a Google account here, and I am going to click on new REPL up there. I'm not even sure if that's how to pronounce it. I'm going to call it Python. I might call it assessment. And you can't, whoops, it's going to be public, but it doesn't matter. No one's going to look at this. Create REPL, well, except for me. I'm going to look at it when you turn it in, if you do that. Now there is a little change here. So you can't just call your program whatever you want. The main program has to be called main, and it's good to go. You just write it in here. But how do you get AdventureLib working? So let's have a look at that. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to, if you type AdventureLib into Google, you will find this web search. This one should come up here. AdventureLib Easy Text Adventures. It's at adventurelib.readthedocs.io. And then when you get to here, you're going to go to installing AdventureLib, click on single file. It's a really small page anyway, so it doesn't matter. And you're going to click on the GitHub link that's here. And then you're going to click on clone or download and download zip. You don't need to sign in. And you can see it's downloaded that zip. Then you're going to click extract all. You can open the zip file, but you want to click extract all from here and extract it. And then open that AdventureLib master and open AdventureLib Pi. Now you can open it in Notepad. I'm just going to open it with Sublime Text for now. And I'm just going to copy everything in that document. So Control A, Control C. Go back to the REPL page, and I'm going to add a new file here. This is going to be called AdventureLib.py. And then I'm just going to paste all of that into there. And that's it. So now in my main bit, I can go from AdventureLib, import star. It's good to go. If __ name equals __ main, then I'll run the main function, def main start, and this will start AdventureLib. Now, as long as I got all the syntax right there, that might not have quotation marks around it. Let's run. It's looking promising. Here we go. So now if I type help, it does that. If I type look is not defined. Okay, that's giving me an error. Because it should say what I told it to say before, which was, I'll just check that. I think it might be more like that. Of course, doing these videos, I'm not going to edit them. If there's errors in them, then too bad. No, now it did work for me yesterday. I may just not do that bit. In fact, I think if I just do this, and if I do something like this, at when, or I'll grab the sample one from the AdventureLib library, which is here. I'll grab the sample. Actually, the sample one is in here. And I'll just run that demo game. Open with Sublime Text. I'll copy that into here and run it. You're in a dark room. Look, you're in a dark room. Get bag. I don't understand get bag. It is working. Okay, so that's what we want. It's importing from here, so you don't need to worry about that. Do not edit that file, because if you edit that file, then the Adventure library won't work. So we're going to go and just edit stuff in here. Now this is a sample. This is a sample one. You can look at this to see how it's done. You can look at my videos to see how it's done when you're doing your assessment. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. Oops, I'm not recording with that. I'm recording with OBS.